Hello, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live on Insurance Exam Queen, Facebook and YouTube. I'm just confirming that we are live in all of the right places. Going to share this into our group. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right, people are. Hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live. Okay. Hello. All right, people are coming on in. All right, sweet. Okay, cool. All right, I am here for live tutoring. So if you want to come on and ask me questions and get support, whatever it is that you need for taking and passing the exam, you can come on screen with me. Hello, sweet. Okay, I'm looking at all the comments. All right, good. All right, and I think I just shared it into the group, but I shared it as Melissa, but I think we're okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, here. At everyone. Oh, it's not registering everyone. At everyone, join me on screen for tutoring. All right, just giving everybody an opportunity to kind of roll on in as we're getting everybody invited. All right, I'm dropping a link where you can join me if you want to come on screen with me. So if you want to come on here, ask me some questions, talk to me about what you're doing, what's going on, then I can bring you on to the stage and we can have a conversation. You do not have to be on camera if you don't want to, as long as your mic is on and we can talk. That's all that's necessary for you to come on. And I'm rocking the cowboy hat today, working on growing out my hairs. And so it's a little bit frustrating. So I started wearing the hats. Okay. All right. I've got Leslie here. I'm going to bring Leslie onto the stage. All right. Hello, Leslie. How are you?
Hi.
So what's up?
I look like a mess. I'm sorry.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Hi. I'm taking my property tomorrow. Thank you. I got a 666 last time.
Okay. What state are you in?
Kentucky.
Oh, yes. I wondered if that was the KY in your name. Okay, so with Kentucky, first of all, what I'm sharing with you now is just to kind of help put your mind at ease in a little bit, to honor the difficulties of what you're going through. Because Kentucky is one of the hardest states because they don't follow a national standard like everyone else does. They've created their own exam. So they're very unique, they're very special, and their test does not look like any other test across the country. So it is a little, and they like to hone in on things that are a little bit tricky, a little bit difficult. So one, I want to share with you that you're not crazy. It is very hard. And if the first time you took it, it was 66, that's actually really, really, really awesome. So I would want you to celebrate that you are in a really good spot, that you're only 4% away from being able to pass. So that's awesome. Okay. Now, do you have your score sheet?
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, in Kentucky, it kind of sometimes doesn't matter because they spread it out so thin. It's like they've broken down, like normally a lot of states will do like general insurance as one big chapter, and Kentucky will like break it up in 1,000 different ways. But if you have it, we can take a look at it.
I think I do have it. Oh my goodness. I have so many papers.
No, that's okay. It's not a big deal. I was just curious if you had it or not. But what are some of the concepts or questions that you remember from the exam that you don't really feel comfortable with, or that you thought like you spent a lot of time overthinking, or did you have any of that? Did you?
think it was mostly the crime. It just kept saying zero crime insurance, zero on the property, and I got a zero, and I'm like, ugh. So I don't.
Crime.
And then
Okay.
CGL.
Yes. Okay. So I would say the CGL probably would be a higher focus than say like the crime. But with the CGL is general commercial liability or CGL, commercial general liability, whatever. Same words, different order, whatever. And it's mostly about the occurrence versus the claims made. Now, do you have Gold? Have you been watching Gold?
I have, and I've been trying to. I wasn't in like 5 days before taking it for my actual work. And they gave me 5 days. I'm like, okay, well, and then I got the Gold. And like, okay, let me just get it and try to. But I got 66.
That's good. Do you remember if you watched that video yet or not?
I have.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's clarify and make sure that you feel good about it. So, which of the occurrence versus the claims made, which policy is better?
Occurrence.
Why?
Because it may cost more, but it's if let's say during the policy there something occurred during the policy, and then it took like years later, so 5 years later, and then the guy was like, oh well, I forgot to make that claim, can you guys just pay for it? And then if it's an occurrence, they'll pay for it no matter the time.
Yes, exactly. Now, and so tell me a little bit about claims made.
Claims made is when has to be made at the time of the period and cannot be before, except if they're in a tailgate, something tail, like a tail, or like before it's a.
What's it called if it's before?
You gotta pay for it too.
Yeah. Go back to the 60s, the 70s. What do we call that? Even the 90s now. Retro.
Yes.
Retroactive date. Yes.
Retroactive date. Yes.
So I want to clarify one thing that you said. You said you have to make a claim in the period. We want to say during the policy.
During the policy.
You're not wrong when you say period, but it's not the most correct you could be.
Okay. During the policy.
Sometimes want you to pick the most correct answer, not the good enough answer.
That's probably why I'm getting it wrong.
Your policy period is the full way of saying that. But I would rather you say policy instead of period.
Policy.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Right? The retroactive date. So when I get the claims made, it says you will only be covered for any claim that happens and is filed while the policy is active. So if you discover something years later, doesn't matter.
Not going to cover it.
Not going to cover it. And then the claims made has the beginning part that you could add on called that retroactive date. And as long as the claim happens or is filed in between the beginning of the retroactive till the end of the policy, which could include a tail at the end, because you can also add time at the beginning, you can add time at the end, but you're still limited to the set amount of time, and the claim has to happen and be made while that exists, while you're active. So the retro means you're active. It's backdating the active date of the policy. And then the tail, you can have a couple of different tails, mini tail, midi tail. I don't even remember what they all are. But you can add that time at the end. And as long as the claim happens between the retroactive date and whatever the tail date is, as long as it happens and is filed during that time, then they can cover it. Anything outside of that time
won't cover it.
So what confuses us the most is when they might ask us a time, like this and this person bought this policy, the start date was here, the retroactive date was here, blah, 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 what's covered? Your focus is if there's a retroactive date between that date and the end date, Did the claim get filed between those two dates? And did the claim happen between those two dates? As long as the claim was filed and happened, because like you can have something happen, but then not file it till later.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I can crash my car today, but not call my insurance until 5 days from now. So there's a difference between when it happens and when you file the claim. But where a claim's made, as long as that claim is made in between the retroactive and whatever tail you've got, they will cover the claim. Anything outside of that, they will not cover the claim.
Okay.
And you can buy those tails like there. You can even buy the extended reporting period, which allows you extra time to put in a claim. How do you feel about that?
I feel better. It's I don't know. It's just every time I took it, but like, I've taken the casualty twice now, and it's also like one of the hardest for me. But property, I know I can definitely pass it tomorrow because I'm like 4 points away.
You are, yes, you're very close. And I would encourage you to, really do feel good about that. Like focus on that. Like I can do this. I've got this. When you feel good and empowered, you pull off a pass much better than if you're like, oh my God, I failed. I don't have it. So it's better to feel like you've got it instead of you don't got it. Okay. What else? Is there any other concept? I think you had mentioned crime. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't memorize crime, to be fully honest. I'm going to have to pull up some reference for crime. Okay, so we've got burglary, robbery, and theft.
Yes.
So what is burglary?
Burglary is breaking an entrance, breaking bursting,
causing damage. Yes.
And then robbery is where I was learning from you is Rob was there.
Yes.
I mean,
there was a threat to a person.
Threat.
Mm-hmm.
Theft is stealing of acting, or
an act of stealing.
Act of stealing.
So, I used to think they all kind of meant the same thing, but they don't. So the burglary, breaking in, and you can have burglary damage, you can have theft. You need to know these definitions, right, so that you can be prepared. So then on the policy, there's also another crime word is mysterious disappearance. What does that mean?
That there was no breaking, there was nothing. It was just mysterious disappearance. It's in the name.
Yes. It's just gone. We can't confirm that it was stolen. We can't confirm that we lost it. There's no obvious signs that someone came in to break it. It's just gone. That's mysterious disappearance. Yes. Okay. Now on our policy, we can buy a couple of different things. We can get premise burglary. Mm-hmm. And premise burglary protects against the loss of property other than money. Money has its own type of coverage. So when we talk about property other than money, like if I have a retail store and I sell bikes, premise burglary would be the protects against the loss of property, like the damage that someone did to come in to steal the bikes.
Okay.
So if they broke down the door, they caused a bunch of damage. The premise burglary damage coverage is for repairing the damage.
The building.
Of coming in to try and stealing the bikes.
Okay.
Then
does it cover the bags?
I believe that's a different type of, that would be the theft disappearance. You would need theft for that.
Okay.
So the burglary coverage is just burglary damage.
Burglary damages.
Mm-hmm. You would need theft coverage for theft.
Got it.
And then you can have premise theft and robbery outside of the premise. So when they say premise, they're saying the building, the place that you're at. And then so outside of the premise would be not in the building, it'd be out of the building. And potentially even let's say you work for me and I'm like, hey, we got a bunch of cash. I need you to walk to the bank, up 2 blocks down the road and go deposit the cash. And then you could be robbed. You as my employee could be robbed and stolen from. So the premise, theft and robbery outside of the premise protects me against the loss of property. Well, not money. Sorry. Not money. Remember, money's got its own thing. So this would be if you were, robbed. You were riding a bike, one of my bikes. You were test driving the bike in the neighborhood, whatever. So sorry, not money. We have to remember these are all other than money. Money has its
Other than money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Money's got its own thing. That was a bad endorsement. That was a bad example. Now, there also one of the confusing ones is there is robbery plus safe burglary. And this is for damage to the robber to the safe itself. Because safes cost money. They're like thousands and thousands of dollars, depending on what kind you get. So if there is somebody breaks in, does damage to the safe, like they break into the door, they get to the safe, they're trying to break it open, they got crowbars and all this stuff, but they don't actually get inside, you still have damage you have to fix. You still have the busted window, you still have the safe, which is now all, messed with. Now you can endorse that for money, the robbery and the safe burglary coverage. You can get an endorsement to also protect the money inside.
Okay, to protect the money inside. Perfect. I'm jotting everything down.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay.
Then you can have theft, disappearance, and destruction coverage. And this is the one that is for the loss of money, both inside and outside. And it's basically any theft, disappearance, or destruction to money. So this one is the money one.
Okay. Disappearance. So this theft, disappearance is a loss of money, both inside and out.
Yes, inside and outside of the premise. Mm-hmm. And this is for theft. If someone steals it, if it disappears, or it's destroyed. So like, if let's say you have an employee who's like crazy mad, and he burns your money. He destroyed the money is gone. He burns it. That's destruction to the money. Or if you have, like a natural disaster, earthquake, something, the money gets destroyed. Could be destroyed in a fire, whatever. It's destroyed.
And fire is always covered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good one. Yep. Then you can have forgery and alteration coverage. And this is if an employee or an agent, somebody who works for me, does forgery or alterations. Like they mess with something related to my business, my documents, stuff like that.
So like doing like fake checks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
And then there's also employee dishonesty, which is loss against money, securities. So this one is money one. And securities, by the way, when we say that, securities is like a document that equates to money. It's not exactly, it's ownership. Security is ownership of something that equals money. Like when somebody says, I bought shares in Apple, they're saying that that's a security. They bought a share of Apple. That's known as a security, but it's valuable. So like if I buy a piece of Apple, I buy stocks, I buy shares of Apple Inc., Apple computers, whatever. If I buy stocks in that, those are securities. So as a business, if I have securities, they could be physically printed and somebody could steal them and then say, well, they're mine now because I have them in my, like, possession is like a huge part of the law, just them having it.
And that's for employee dishonesty.
Yes. Now, one big thing about employee dishonesty is that the insurance company will cover your dishonest employee basically one time. But if you keep that employee and you don't fire them and they do it again, the insurance is going to go, no.
Won't cover it.
They will not cover the second time.
Okay.
Yeah, you basically have to fire that person, or you have no coverage for them. But if you've got somebody stealing from you, fire them.
Definitely. That's a duh.
Yeah, it's a big duh. Because where's the end?
The end?
The end, like where are they gonna stop? Like, oh, you can't.
They're just gonna keep getting stolen more and more and more.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so that's a quick overview of crime. Is there any specific questions you remember about crime specifically? Now you do have, I do want to share this with you real quick because you have access to this if you have gold. And this will give a sneak teaser to anybody who has gold. So let me share. Ooh, that's cool. I'm going to do share screen though. Share screen. Chrome tab. That tab. Share. Okay. All right. Now go back to StreamYard. Okay, this is a document that you have inside of Gold. So when you're in Gold and you're like studying, and I can zoom in on this, but this is your commercial crime policies document. So when you're inside of your Gold course, above the video that is commercial crime, there will be this document that you can print off.
Okay, that is really good because I didn't see that.
How beautiful is this?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
it's above the.
Yeah, it'll be under what's called like related resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
also, I found the for my property.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, you got the results?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a sneak peek of what's available in Gold for anybody who doesn't have it. Perfect. But that's available for you inside of Gold. Definitely above every video, there's related resources, and there's all kinds of student notes, graphics, all kinds of pretty cool stuff that you can download.
I mean, since I purchased your Gold, it has helped. It has helped. I need to cram it up for a short time. So, but yes.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Sorry, the dwelling I did horrible. 0.
How many points?
Let's see. In total, I got it says 0. I mean, I got a 666 for it in total, but I didn't.
But can you see how many questions they asked you though?
Oh yeah.
So like out of how many?
2.
So see, that's like just not fair. Now you sure that's not like that's not chapter 2. Yeah. So that's where it's like this is why Kentucky is so much harder than every exam, because they're like, you've got to learn dwelling, which is like 30 pages.
Oh.
I don't know if I just dipped out. Okay. I did that for a minute. But it's harder because you have to know more and be prepared for them to ask you anything.
Yeah.
Because they could ask you the obscure question. This is Kentucky only, FYI. I'm talking about Kentucky only. Every other state's easier than Kentucky. Sorry.
Yeah. I know that.
Again, getting a 66, is amazing for your first time. So what you want to do, look at your score sheet and see which ones you scored the lowest in. And those would be the ones that I would go back into Gold, watch the video, and grab the related resources.
Okay. Dwelling, commercial property insurance are the ones I did. And then homeowners insurance I did at 40%. And that was 4 questions.
Almost half. Yeah. See, 4 questions. That's not fair. They don't.
They're so bad.
So intensely in Kentucky. Kentucky has created their own exam. They don't follow a national outline like everybody else does.
Nope. But I know that every state is different because it's a state thing for every single thing.
Yeah. But I've 4% away. I've got this. I can do this, and really pump up your excitement for it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Leslie.
Thank you.
Yep. All the loves, all the vibes. Pass your exam. You have an amazing.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, I just want to pop this comment on from Miss Marilyn. Love you, Melissa. Pass on my third try with Melissa. She's simply amazing. So it would be cool, Miss Marilyn, if you could tell me, did you study with me until your third attempt, or when did you start studying with me? Basically, I would love to know that. If you failed a couple of times before you studied with me, or where did you pop in? That would be a cool thing to know. Okay. All right. Let's see. I've got Nick waiting down here. Nick, if you can unmute. Oh, they're perfect. All right. I'm going to add you to the stage. All right, Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What's up? Tell me what's going on.
Hey, how's it going? Well, I spoke to you like a week ago or something, and I was talking to you because I'm taking the health 1 week from today, so Monday morning.
Yes, I remember.
And I was talking to you about, like, I wasn't really prepared last time, but I was trying to be more prepared this time. So I bought your gold, and I was just trying to like sift through the weeds like last time, because for like I'm in Michigan, and it seems like Michigan, each section has like a kind of a big portion. I mean, each section is like at least 10 to 12, or maybe some of the bigger ones like medical plans is like 17%, and stuff like that. But I guess the only thing that kind of confused me was like once I hit your group videos, that group like confused me a little bit. But is the stuff that you teach only going to be on the test, basically? Like should I focus on every single, like, on my Michigan outline? I mean, there's so much in each section of my Michigan outline. Should I only focus on the gold stuff that you guys teach, or?
Yeah, I mean, so I generally will. I'm going to see if I can pull up Michigan's outline here real quick.
Okay.
But I mean, yes, I generally focus on the gold. The gold is going to teach you the most common, most tested topics.
Right.
That's available. I know I can find this somewhere. If you do well with the gold and my questions that I've got and stuff like that, you're in a really great position. There's let me see if I can get Michigan all lines. Okay, I just want to look at it real quick.
Okay.
Oh, it thinks I'm not online. I don't know. My computer is like, you're not online. I don't know. But let's talk about medical. What was the one you had? A group.
Yeah, the I'm taking accident and health.
Yes, but you said
Yeah.
group. What tripped you up a little bit? Do you want to tell me what tripped you up a little bit, or do you know?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. Well, it seems like group is 10 questions on my test, but I have like 5 pages of notes I have more pages of notes on group than I do on HMO. But I thought HMO and like medical plans were going to be more, because those are 17.
HMO is coming from the medical plans chapter. Group will come from the group chapter. Yeah.
Right.
So I would say when it comes to group, what I teach in gold is the most important. Okay. So like the group is getting health medical insurance from your employer or like an association.
Right.
Like if I'm like Insurance Agents of Michigan, you can be a group of people and you're not employed together, but you're all insured. You have to have some reason that makes you a group, other than we just want to get cheap insurance and become a group. You have to have some purpose that unites you, that you're all a part of. So if we were to say we are all insurance agents living in Michigan, that can make you a group. And that would make you an association. So you can get group insurance either through your employer or through an association.
Yep.
And then there's rules about the association, like you have to have bylaws, you have to be active for 2 years, and you have to, there's a couple of them. I haven't touched health in a minute, but you have to hit those requirements in order to be allowed to be an association that can buy group insurance.
Okay.
I think 100 people. What were some of the ones? I don't have them memorized. I have them memorized, but they're not active in my brain at the moment. So those are the things. Okay. Now, also, when you have group insurance, so like if we look at an employer and employee, the employer can pay some of the premium and even all of the premium.
Yeah.
The employee could pay some or none. Do you know the words that are attached to that?
Yeah, contributory and non-contributory.
Yes.
And, and by the way, those two terms, like I already passed my life test, so I had those on my life exam, but those two terms are not even in my group for Michigan Health. So will they still be on there? Or no?
When you say that, what they're not where?
Oh, well, on my Michigan outline, because I always kind of go through all these subjects on my Michigan outline and I try to learn, but I don't see them listed. Like, and I know what contributory and non-contributory means, but I just don't see them listed on my health exam. They were on my life exam.
They were on the content. They were on the outline also of the.
Yep. Yeah, they were on the outline of my life, but I have the outline of Michigan accident and health, and they're not on there.
Are they under the other coverages section? Like one of the last?
I don't think so. I actually looked for them, but I mean, it doesn't matter because I still know what they are in the case they come up, but I just don't see them on here. So that was kind of like one of my other things, you know.
Yeah, I'm curious. I really want, for some reason, I'm trying to pull up documents on my computer and it's like, you're not on the internet. I'm like, well, I certainly am talking to someone on the internet. Let me see if I can see it. But that sometimes comes from the tax chapter, not necessarily the group chapter. That's where it can sometimes get a little bit weird.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't see them on tax either. Tax is only 3 questions, but I still got, I'm good with numbers, so I still got taxes down.
Nope, that was a
That's
property.
fine.
Okay. Got a fat finger here. Health, there we go. All right. Oh, they break it down pretty good. Okay, I see. So insurance regulation, general insurance, accident and health basics, disability, medical plans, group, characteristics of group. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. All right, choice of providers, Medicare, personally owned. Okay. Because it can sometimes come from like a tax chapter, but I'm not even seeing taxes on here. That's really nice.
The taxes are on the very last page. It's only 3 questions.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So it could come under the one of that, but they don't have that word specifically listed. Yeah. So realistically though, Medicare 13, dental doesn't matter at all. Group is only 10. Medical plan 17. That's definitely going to be the HMO, the PPO one.
Mm-hmm.
On like looking at this outline, like, and thinking about gold, I mean, gold is definitely going to be, yeah. I mean, if you really focus on gold, you're going to be in a really great spot. I wouldn't spend too terribly much time, like making sure I understand every little bullet point on this state outline. And then be really strong in medical and health for insurance, senior citizen, long-term care. But like, yeah, I mean, the videos we've got are on point for all of this stuff.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Have you done a practice test yet?
No, I just been studying. I get 100% on everything on your stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't because my course expired. So, and I didn't renew my course because I just got my certificate and like left the course. So I bought your certificate. What's that?
You have the certificate because you have to have that.
Yeah. I already did all that. And I just been trying to study, but after I talked to you last time, I went out and bought the gold because it was too much stuff. I was really confused before, but I feel like more clarity now. But I'm almost done with the gold. I'm on Medicare, so that's like the very last section of your gold class. So should I just like go back and just rewatch all the videos, or just study all my notes that I wrote down?
If you if you feel mediocrely confident, then you've already passed one exam.
Yeah.
And there's going to be concepts that overlap.
Right.
Like, have you seen that there's concepts that overlap between the life and the health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be
that general insurance.
I would just, do you have what you have your test date? When is it?
Monday morning, 1 week from today.
Okay. I would, yeah, I would finish out gold and then go back to the videos of the highly tested chapters and make sure you feel really confident in those and review your notes. Yes.
Okay.
And also don't forget accident and health basics. That's 18%. And that's a lot of the same stuff you learned in life.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in all that stuff. I guess the only thing I haven't really went over was Michigan regulations. But I'll study up on that, and I have your outline of that as well.
Yes, and that's going to be, that chapter will be the same as the one you took on life.
Oh, really?
It won't be any different.
Okay. I feel like there wasn't even a lot of questions about that.
It's 11, yeah, 11%, 11 test items.
Yeah.
11
I
total.
actually don't even remember like the life test that much. It was like I just dumped it all out, and then I.
So that's another thing too, just trust it. Like if you're doing the same thing you did for life, and now you also have my gold videos, you're gonna be in a really great spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There's another thing on group that I don't think and maybe it got covered, but maybe I didn't pay attention. But it is like eligibility for coverage, and it says like annual enrollment or annual open enrollment and employee independent. What did it say? Eligibility. I mean, that's like basic stuff, right? But I mean, do I need to know that, or I don't know if that was covered.
So in order to be in group, you have to sign up during annual open enrollment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then but if I was to like in the middle of the year have a baby, I could add my dependent can be added in at whichever point they are born.
Right.
That's true. And then there are times where you might be able to add them, but you might have to go through underwriting. To avoid underwriting, you have to do it at the annual open enrollment.
Okay. Yeah, that was another thing on under disability. It says like, maybe I'm getting tripped up just because all the big long titles on this outline, but it's like unique aspects of individual underwriting for disability policies.
Yeah, you don't even need the unique aspects. Basically, is just definitions you need to know.
Yeah.
Like don't get too caught up in that. And honestly, my disability videos are perfect for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna rewatch all your videos again, and then yeah. So I should be good. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All the loves.
Appreciate it.
You have a great day.
Thank you very much.
All right. I see a question. I want to answer this question. Nikki, the virtual assistant, says, "What is the difference between twisting and churning?" So this is coming out of the law chapter, pretty much in every state. Although P&C doesn't really get into churning too much, but it usually shows up on the life and health exam for churning. So here's the difference between the two. Twisting. So let me set the context. I am an insurance agent and I want to sell you insurance. Twisting is where I am trying to manipulate you and like twisting your arm, like you need to do it. You need to do it. You got to do it. It's kind of like this. Twisting is specifically like lying about the policy, trying to twist my words, trying to make my policy sound better than the one that you have to convince you to switch. And twisting is at the detriment of the employee. So like, let's say, or the insured, let's say, I'm an insurance agent selling you life insurance. You already have life insurance. And you're like, well, my policy has this. And when I look at what you're selling me, it has the same thing. Why is yours better? And then I like make up a little lie about mine is better. I'm twisting. I'm trying to get you to buy it by twisting the truth. Churning, on the other hand, is you already have insurance. You already bought it. You already have it. And then I am like going back to your policy and trying to say, oh, we have to add this new coverage. We have to do this stuff. You have to we have to change up the policy just so that I can get you to spend more premium. So twisting and churning are both bad behaviors of an insurance agent. Twisting is lying in order to get you to buy a policy. Churning is trying to add more coverage or switch things up on your policy just so that I can collect more premium from you. You already bought it. and now I'm trying to get you to buy more coverages or add bigger life insurance amounts just so that I can get a premium. There's reasons why you might need to change your life insurance, legitimate reasons, but if I'm doing it just to get a bigger premium, that would be the difference. Clip that. Okay, so that's the difference between twisting and churning. Nikki says she got it. Woo! Fantastic. Okay, awesome. All right, I've got Amy. Amy, if you can unmute so I know that you're there and you can hear me, and then I'll bring you on. Perfect. All right, Amy, what's up?
Nothing. I'm just here to study and see what everyone else is doing. This is my second time taking a course, and I'm hoping to take the property and casualty in California soon. I own my own agency, and I want to add this on.
Oh, perfect. Okay, and so are you feeling pretty good so far with studying, or do you need any help? Or
I just started. I think my brain just needs to adjust to study mode. It's not a big deal, but I do find myself getting distracted, so I might have to take my Ritalin or whatever it is. But I'm just really excited to add this on to my clients.
yes, so I would really focus on my why. Like I want to get this done and added. Let me just get this out of the way. Super hardcore focus. Just get her done. Get her done. Get her done. But you can also, like, a lot of people will just listen to gold like as they're driving or doing other stuff. Like they're just plugging it in without making it I am sitting and studying and forcing myself. So that could be a better way of going about it for you. Do you already have the test date scheduled?
I do. I have it for March 13th. I think it's what it is. I have to check, but it's in March.
Okay, you have a month, so you got a good amount of time. So you can just begin to start listening to the gold videos, and then as you get closer to the time, actually start sitting down and writing all the notes. That way you can begin to sink it in and start to hear everything. And then when you get closer, that's when you really start to plug in the paying attention and getting really focused in on the notes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But you got this. I'm excited for you to add it to your portfolio that you can offer and help your clients, and keep that why as your reason for what you need to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right. All the loves, all the vibes, pass your exam. Amy, you have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, perfect. I don't see anybody else in line. I will drop the link one more time here if you wanted to join me and come on. Let's see. So Grace says, do you suggest listen to the videos first and then writing the notes? So it kind of depends on your time. So Amy that we just talked to, she had a lot of time, whereas some people don't necessarily have a ton of time. So if you don't have a lot of time, you're going to need to watch and write the notes at the same time. You're going to want to pile it in as much as you can. If you do have a lot of time, what I don't want people to do is study really hard up front, lock it all in 2 weeks, and then have 2 more weeks where they're like, they have 2 weeks of extra time to study, but they did all the hardcore studying up front. So you really, if you have dedicated time, you really only need 2 weeks. If you're full-time focused on this, you really only need 2 weeks to be able to full-time. Like if you watch gold, it's 30 some hours. So you're literally talking 1 week of full-time work. And you can watch gold on Monday and be passing by Saturday if you watch it, take the notes, and do, you're a studious person and doing all of that. It is possible. So if you have 2 weeks, Gracie, I would, if you have full-time hours and you have nothing distracting you, watch one time without taking notes, watch another time with taking notes. You can really, it kind of depends on you. If it's too distracting to take the notes, then don't take them right away. But I do recommend taking them, because when you're moving your hand while you're listening, it actually helps to put the information into your brain. And with the advice that I was giving Amy was like, while you're driving, while you're doing something else, you could be listening to the videos. But if you're sitting there and you're listening, I would take the notes at that time too. So it's powerful to just listen and not take notes when you're doing daily life, when you're in the shower, cleaning the house, whatever it is. Just listening is helpful. But if you're sitting down at a computer studying anyway, take the notes. So that was kind of all over the place, but it just kind of depends on your situation. You got 2 weeks. Perfect, Gracie. Okay. All right, my internet is being a little bit weird. I think I'm still live, although it's like saying I'm not live. I don't know. It's really funky. Let me see. Sandy says, I have a question. I'm at work, so I can't just go on. I want to know what is the outline, the questions they're going to ask on PSI from Michigan. So we can't say exactly, you're going to get this exact question on your state exam. Anyone who sells you that is lying. They're not allowed to do that. And if they are telling you the truth, they're cheating and they're going to get shut down. We don't want to deal with that. Okay. We just want to know the information of what we're supposed to know so that we can answer any question on it. What I teach is the most common, most tested topics that show up across the entire country. And I've taught in Michigan quite a few times. So I'm familiar with what Michigan actually shows up. So rather than focus on the outline, I would focus on what is in the gold videos. And if you're feeling really confident about what you're watching inside of the gold, because gold is all the most common, most tested topics in a way that's easy to understand, in a way that makes sense. And you just read it, or you watch it, you take the notes. You're going to learn so much of what you need to learn to be able to pass the exam. And gold is very effective at getting people to pass the first time, the next time, if you listen to what I say, because I'm not here to teach you to get 100%. I'm here to teach you to get the percent you need to pass. In Michigan, it's a little bit higher. It's not just 70, it's like 72, 76, depending on your exam. But you don't need to be an absolute expert in everything. You need to get enough to be able to pass. And that is what I focus on inside of the gold chapter. All right, Alyssa, I feel like I'm saying Ali. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. But if you're there, I'm going to. Hi. Okay. I'm sorry. What is your name? Alicia.
Alicia.
It finally landed. Alicia. Okay. Yes. All right. What's
I
up,
have a
Alicia?
question. So I'm taking North Carolina's adjuster's test, and one of my questions was on the test: if if X's uncle had an antique car and it got destroyed, would you use replacement costs, actual cash value, depreciation? I can't remember what the last one was. I can't even remember.
Did it say what kind of
which one.
policy they had?
No, it didn't say what type of policy they had.
Okay. So I'll be full transparency is I do not teach adjusting. And so this could be an adjusting type of question. I teach the property and casualty, which is a big piece of the adjusting exam, but I am not that familiar with adjusting itself. But usually with it's going to depend on what type of policy you have is the answer that I would say. But almost every car insurance policy is actual cash value.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. All the loves, all the vibes about it. We do have gold adjusting. So if you go to our website, you can get gold adjusting, and the videos on adjusting are taught by Angela, and she does know adjusting.
All right, thanks.
Yep. All the loves, all the vibes. Pass your exam. Have an amazing day. Okay. My gold is $99. So if you go to my website, insuranceexamqueen.com, whether you get property and casualty gold or life and health gold, it's $99. Right now, you have 100 days access. That's probably going to change to 30 days here at some point soon. You have 100 days access currently, and you can watch all my videos. It's roughly 30 to 40 hours worth of video, depending on which one you're watching. Every video comes with student notes, quiz questions, things that help you out. And people who watch gold generally are going to pass the very next time that they take their test. They're going to pass. So if you're able to watch all of gold, write all the notes like I write the notes, you're in a very, very good position to pass the very next time. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. I love you all so much. I'm going to go because my internet's being really weird. We're close to the hour mark anyway. I'm going to be back on sometime next week. And next week, I am also teaching live every single day inside of the Gold Class Series package, gold and gold above. So you get gold, Golden State, Gold Plus, or Platinum. We have different extra. If you want extra stuff beyond the gold, you can buy those packages. But as long as you got gold and up, you'll be able to attend these classes. I'm teaching the insurance ABCs, going back to basics. And that's going to be live at 2 p.m. Central every day, all next week, Monday through Friday. And then I'll be live tutoring again like this, February 26th. So that'll be the next time that I am live tutoring is February 26th. And which package would be the best for Texas all lines adjusting? That's going to be, when you do all lines, I think that includes a little bit of health. So you would technically need gold adjusting, but I don't know. I'm not very familiar with the Texas all lines adjusting exam. Usually with all lines, that means you've got life questions, you got PC questions, health questions, life questions. I'm not 100% sure. You would need to look at your content outline and see if there's any health questions or life questions. Then you would need both golds is how I'd answer that. All right, I'm going to let you all go. I love you all so much. Gold is the very best thing you could do to help you pass your exam. It's all of my very best teaching in videos that are easy to understand, easy to watch, fun to listen to, and it's all available on my website, insuranceexamqueen.com for $99. And if you are part of Gold, you can attend all of those live classes that I'm teaching next week at 2 p.m. Central, and we'll get the recordings immediately available for you as well. So if you're like, I'm not available at 2, but I'm off work at 4, by the time you get off work, you can go into Gold and watch the replay of those live classes that I'll be teaching. I'm also teaching life provisions tonight in Gold. So if you have Gold, I'll see you for life provisions. And yeah, we have live classes that are running all the time. Okay. All right. I love you. They're a part of Gold. You have to be in Gold to be a part of the live classes. Okay. I love you all so much. I'm sending you guys all the loves, all the vibes past the exam. You guys have an amazing day. Bye. Says it's ending, but I'm still live. This is part of the internet problems.